Aviation has played a major role in shaping the world as we know it today. Aircraft from all over the world have pushed known limitations, fought wars, and connected one country and continent to another, allowing us to see the world in a different way than had been done before. Dynamic Aviation in Bridgewater houses several of these historic aircraft, and I spoke with Phil Douglas, Executive Director of Air Force One, and he told me a little about the aircraft there and what goes into preserving them.
Here at the vintage hangar at Dynamic Aviation, we have anywhere from a 1929 Travel Air 4000 to three 1943 World War II aircraft, a 1957 Beech 18, a 59 Beech 18, and of course the one right behind me, the 1948 Lockheed Constellation, which was the very first Air Force One. President Eisenhower's aircraft, sole aircraft in his administration for the first 2 years of his presidency, and then used as a backup until 1959. So these are not just a collection of aircraft. Every one of them is significant, we'll say, to Dynamic Aviation, to the Stoltzfus family history and legacy.
Douglas said working on these planes can sometimes be a challenge.
These aircraft are all round engine aircraft, so we call radial engine aircraft. It's different maintaining these than it is some of the newer aircraft. The engines are different. Of course, we have to find people that want to and can work on these. Of course, they have to all have annual inspections, just like any other aircraft. They all have to be maintained like any other aircraft. If you can't find parts, you have to make your parts. And you actually spend a fair amount of time keeping these aircraft flyable.
Regardless of the challenges, Douglas says he loves working on and getting to know the aircraft and the stories behind them.
This is not just a job, it's a passion. And I actually have been in aircraft for 44 years. And the last couple of years I've spent right here in this hangar, and I just absolutely love it. It's what keeps me going every day, because you come in here, you see these aircraft that are part of not just a legacy, but a part of aviation history.
For people who think they want a career in aviation or working on these aircraft, Douglas talked about how people can get involved with dynamic aviation.
We have the program Next Gen Aviators, which you might have heard of, a lot of people have heard of. We've had a lot of the local schools in going through our 3-hour immersive experience that really lets them experience what aviation is like, including taking a flight, flying a simulator, learning about aerodynamics, learning about avionics and mechanics and engineering and piloting. And so that's one of the things. We also bring schools in on tours and groups in on tours. The Rotary Club has been here for many different places to learn about aviation. We have volunteers, actually. We're looking for more volunteers to actually come in and work on the aircraft or work around the aircraft. If those that want to be involved don't maybe have aircraft skills, but we'd love to have volunteers do marketing or do media or do some office work, but it all involves the aircraft, and it takes everyone to do this. So there's lots of opportunity, and we welcome people to call and make an appointment to come in to see the airplanes. And that's what we need, make an appointment to come in. It's very difficult if you just show up at the door.
Walking around the hangars and hearing the story behind each aircraft was an amazing experience, and with everything in mind, Douglas talked about what he hopes people keep in mind whenever they see a historic aircraft.
Without aviation, which is new, actually, 100 years or so, without aviation, this world would be so much bigger. In 1952 and 53, when Eisenhower used this airplane behind me to travel the world, it became an icon. When the Air Force One lands anywhere in the world today, everybody knows it. Everybody knows what it is and what it represents. It helped us as a nation develop into the world power that we are today. And without aviation, don't know that would have been possible. So aviation is a huge part of the development of the world, development of the United States, and of who we are today.
Working hard for you, I'm Jacob Fife, WHSV.